Good afternoon, Mrs. St John's and Miss Zara's class. I'm going to be running a live session for my CrossFit kiddies and teenagers now. So this is going to be filmed alongside them. Okay, so if I'm not speaking to you at any point, please make sure you still listen to your teachers and you still pay attention to them. Okay, so I'm going to be trying to do it between two screens, so bear with me. I'll still take you through everything, and hopefully they'll be able to pause and stop things here and there where you need to be able to join in as well. Okay, have fun. You can skip through all the conversations I have with all my kiddies, it's fine. Excuse me. Oh, hello. Hi. Unmute. I'm going to unmute everybody just for the time being. Say hi. Are people there? Hello, people. We're back to being in some sunshine again. Like Em's in her cave. Fitness cave. It's a good place thing to have, that, a fitness cave. Is that a bandana? I love that. Yeah, decent. Bandanas are great for keeping the sweat out, for sure. Hey, Bobby, all right? Please, can you let Mummy know that I'm also filming this alongside doing the class, so she can take it to school if she wants to. I can see. So Emily and Erica, those two doggies, that's Ronnie and Charlie. They look like puppies. Hey sis, that's my sister. They look like puppies, but they're actually quite old dogs now. Get on a bit. We'll give it a couple more minutes, see if anybody else joins to come in. You all right, Joseph?
Mm-hmm.
That hair is getting long, isn't it?
Mummy's going to...
Is she? She's going to try and cut it? Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I'm going to try and cut Damien's at some point. He wants me to give it a go, so... Not sure how that one's going to... Are you not hot in a long sleeve top, Robin?
Huh?
You're not really hot in a long sleeve? No? Have you got a crop top under there?
Don't think so.
No.
Well,
So,
I have a vest top on.
I was going to say, if you get really hot, just whip that one off.
I have a vest top on.
Okay, yeah, you might get pretty hot in the garden. Anybody else going to be coming? Well, I'll talk you through what we're going to do today. So this is something brand new for Erica and Emily, as well as you and Joseph, Robin. Okay, we're going to be doing a warm-up, a gymnastics-specific warm-up. Oh, here comes May.
You're breaking... I can't really hear.
Here comes May. Here she is. Hi, May. Hi, May. Hi, Izzy. All right? Okay, girls? Cool. Right, so I will just talk you through what we're going to be doing today. Going to be doing a new gymnastic style warm-up called S.L.I.P.S. Okay, so this is something we get kind of taught at all of our CrossFit courses that we go on. It's a gymnastic-specific warm-up, and it's basically designed to get you super primed and ready for any body weight movement you might do. The workout we're going to do then is going to be quite simple. Okay, so we'll go through S.L.I.P.S and the warm-up of that, and that'll be lots of different elements. We'll do like 30 seconds or so on each station, and we'll take you through those different ones. And then our workout is going to be an 8-minute AMRAP, so 8 minutes of continuous moving. Okay, so for those of you who have been doing CrossFit a long time, I want to see you kind of working hard for that whole 8 minutes, like not like a 4-minute AMRAP kind of intensity, like slightly lower than that. But obviously it's not 20 minutes, so we can push it a little bit, okay? And that's going to be 10 down to 1 reps, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, blah, 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 of burpees, med ball cleans, and push-ups, okay? So you'll do 10 burpees, 10 med ball cleans, 10 push-ups. You'll then do 9 of each. You'll then do 8 of each, 7 of each, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay? But it's an 8-minute AMRAP, so you might not get to the very, very end of that AMRAP. You might, but you might not, Okay, so just keep on pushing through, and obviously as you move through the different movements, the reps get fewer and fewer, so you feel like you're moving a bit faster through it. It's not as relentless as loads and loads of burpees. Okay, we did med ball cleans on our first week, so hopefully you'll remember those a little bit. We will have a quick recap on them, but that's not going to be the focus of today's session. Okay, so we're going to be doing 2 rounds of the following warm-up, okay, and it's called S.L.I.P.S. So make sure you're listening and paying attention for me, okay? So S.L.I.P.S stands for, the S stands for scales, okay? Let's put that there so you guys can see it, okay? So S stands for scales, and by scales we mean scaling the body backwards or scaling the body forwards, okay? So we're going to be trying to find a balanced position on that. So you're going to be looking at something kind of like a backwards scale. You might be leaning yourself backwards ever so slightly, and a forward scale you might think about kind of leaning yourself forward to there. Can you balance? Can you bring your leg up? Can you take that all the way down? Can you then bring your arms out in front of you for a forward scale? Can you invert it even more? Okay, if you've got anything around you, you can use things to balance on. That's absolutely fine. The L of S.L.I.P.S stands for L-sit, whatever that might look for you. Now, no one's going to have any parallettes at home. I completely understand that, like the 2 parallel bars. So our L-sit is going to be something along the lines of sitting on our bottom and trying to keep our legs off the floor if we can. That might be both legs up. That might be one in and one out. You might be able to hold that with your arms in front. You might have to put your hands behind to be able to bring your legs all the way up, or hover them in that position, okay? It's kind of like a bit of a hollow shape, but we're looking to activate our hip flexors more than just our abs to have that L position, okay? You might be able to hold your hands in front if you're strong enough, okay? Whatever your L sit's gonna be, you might have to sit on the edge of a chair or a bench to be able to do your L sit. That's no problem at all. That's gonna make it easier still, okay? The I of S.L.I.P.S stands for inversion. Okay, now for some of you that might be a handstand against the wall, okay? For some of you that might be holding an upside down position where we're loading the shoulders a bit more in that upside down position. A position where we're going to get the head below the waist, essentially, okay? If somebody was really new and didn't have the shoulder stability to hold their upper body on a triangle shape on the floor, their version of an inversion might not be inverted at all. It might be holding a weight or a plate overhead and getting used to stabilizing that. Okay, that might be their starting point, okay? For you guys, that's not the case. For you guys, I think that's probably going to be the top of a stink bug position here, kind of rocking backwards and forwards on your hands off of your toes to get used to that inverted position. You might be able to hold it like this for the first round. You might then want to kind of think about doing some hip taps on your second round to challenge yourself a little bit more, okay? Have a play around with that. The P of S.L.I.P.S stands for plank. Okay, we all know what a plank is, okay? So this is going to be your straightforward basic plank. For some of you, I might get you to take one hand off and see if you can hold a one-armed plank in that position. Okay? Obviously not rotating the hips at any point. We're staying balanced. I'm not lifting up like this, okay? That might be too easy still. You might want to try one arm, one leg, okay? If the one arm, one leg thing's kind of there, but it's not quite there, give it a go anyway. It might be that you revert to some taps. So you're in this position and you're lifting and you're tapping back, tapping back, tapping back. Because you're almost there, one arm's too easy, one leg's too easy, but one arm and one leg's too hard, okay? So we want to find a middle ground, so that's when you can go for some taps. If not, just a normal plank for 20 seconds, still very challenging on that tummy, okay? Go according to your skill and practice level. Last one, The S of SLIPS stands for stretch. And when we get to the S, I will get you guys into a stretch position, okay? Today, that stretch position is probably going to be the first one, frog stretch, holding onto the ankles, leaning into the hips and sitting up, leaning into the hips and sitting up, okay? So we're not bouncing in that position. We're not being aggressive and bouncing. We're leaning in and increasing the tension and the pressure, and then we're letting go, okay? We're gonna have about 30 seconds on each station, so on each letter of SLIPS, and we're gonna go for about 2 rounds, depending on how everyone gets on. Okie dokie, hands up if there are any questions. Fantastic. Right, okay. I will set a little timer. The first one is going to be a scale forward, okay? So we're going to lean ourselves forward onto your feet for me. Cool, so we're going to have 30 seconds just trying to see how we can balance coming forward, okay? So balancing on one leg, leaning forward. If that's too much, we're going to take it back and we're just going to lean enough. That might be too much. We'll have a little go on the other leg. Just a little lean. Or it might be too much. This leg feels a bit stronger for me, so I might bring my arms out in front. That might be too much. Bring it back. Leaning forward with a little leg bend maybe. Having a little play around. Have a little go on both legs. 30 seconds doesn't quite seem long enough. We'll go for a minute. Once one leg feels a little bit tired, swap over. That might be too easy. You might then want to put in a bit of a twist. Whoop, into that position. Good, shake that out. The next one we're going to do is an L sit. So onto your bottom for me. We're going to go for an L sit practice, okay? So I want you to find a position that you can balance that challenges your tummy and keeping yourself there. Again, if that feels too easy, be like, oh, could I try having one leg out? Cool, okay. Can I try? Oh, no, my feet have got to, hands have got to go down if I do that, okay. I'm going to put my hands behind. How's that feel? No, too easy. Have a play around with balancing, finding a nice balanced position with nice straight legs in an L shape of your body. See how high you can get up in that position. Good, or I might tuck one leg in for a bit. If I get a bit tired, I'll switch over this side. Good, make sure we point those toes to finish that line and keep the tension in those legs. Good, relax that there. The next one we're going to move on to is inversion, okay? So, we're going to get ourselves upside down. Izzy, you might want to do a pike position off of the sofa edge. The rest of you might want to come into this kind of a position to start loading the shoulders, okay? So we're going to rock forwards and backs onto the hands, perhaps. If that's too easy, I might think about maybe taking a balance on one hand, seeing how that feels. Try the other hand. If this feels a bit easy this round, Emily, you might want to try kind of like a pike off of the wall. So feet onto the floor, onto the wall, so you're in an L shape off of the wall, if that makes sense. Yeah? That's also an option. Or I could have my feet on a sofa in this position, that would also work. Or a chair, a nice stable chair, or a bench. Just to get my shoulders loaded a bit. Okay, next one, plank. Okay, so into your plank position. And see how that feels. If that feels easy, you might want to take a little bit of a balance with one hand only. Make sure we don't rotate. Cool, we could try the other hand. Make sure we're not opening up the hips. Make sure the hips stay looking at the floor. I might then try taking one foot off when I do that. Oh, that is tough. That's too hard for me to balance, so I'm just going to tap my foot up and down just to test the balance and see where my development is. I'll try the other leg so I'm not wonky. Oh, that side's even harder for me there. Woo, that's really tough. Just keep on having a play around and just testing your strength and ability. Last one is going to be a stretch. So for this first round, we are going to sit with our feet together like a prayer. Hold on to the ankles, not the toes, the ankles. And I'm going to pull myself down as much as I can, and I'm going to push my elbows onto my knees a bit, leaning in, deep breath, and I'm going to release a little bit, and I'm going to come down again, good, and release a bit, down again, push my knees down a bit. You're trying to have a little smell of your toes in that position. You're trying to get your nose on your toes if you can, but you're not allowed to grab onto your toes. Really pull yourself forward, big deep breath. Fantastic. Right, that's round one done. We're going to go back to the start again. What's May saying? Okay, so we're back to our scales. This time we're going to scale backwards, okay? So we're going to try and balance with a little lean back. Okay, so you might have a little bend in the leg. Can I stretch one leg out in front? Can I twist in that position? But the whole time we're trying to see how far we can put our weight behind us before we start to wobble. This is a little bit harder because we can all bend quite easy from our hips in this position. It's quite hard to extend back. But there's definitely still some practice that we can do. That's quite a nice position. See if I can open my arms in that shape. Oh yeah. Oh, I start to feel my tummy engage in that position nicely. Last few seconds. And then we're going to go back into our L-sits, okay? So back onto your bottom. One more minute of practicing that L-sit position, okay? So you might want to start here this time with a nice tucked position. You might think, okay, I can challenge myself to one leg out, that's sure. Can I bring my arms in a bit and keep that leg where it is? Using my tummy strength to hold it up. Can I have both legs there? Using my tummy to hold those legs in position. Okay, let's see now if I can keep that angle, but walk my fingers around the front a little bit. Oh, that's really tough. See if I can balance. Oh. See if I can bring it up. Oh, it's tough. Have a little rest. I'm going to come back to this position, I think. Trying to hold there. Lovely. Hold that. Oh, let's try that side. Cool. Have a little rest there. Next one's inversion. So if you found this kind of position a bit easy, see if there's a bench or a nice steady chair or something that you can put your feet on instead, or you could try maybe having one leg in the air, so you really tilt yourself over the top. Okay, so to make it harder in this position, I'm just coming up on my toe and I'm just playing around with how much balance I can, and pressure and weight I can load into my shoulders while staying balanced. So right up on my big toe, hands over there. Alternatively, I'm going to try putting my feet onto the wall and holding an upside down position like that. So nice straight back there, really loading into the shoulders, good. Great job, team. Almost there, we're back to plank again. So if you know where you left off last time, we're going to go back to there. And we're going to really try and challenge our balance. So I'm going to try not having my feet together, but having them a little further apart. And I'm going to try and slide one arm and one leg out opposite. See if I can balance there. How long can I hold that for? Can I then bring my arm around to touch my hip and back again? Oh, that was really tough. Let's try the other side. Just really challenging what we think we can do. And if we're like, oh, I can't do it, we're going to give it a go anyway. And you might just surprise yourself, guys. That was very tiring, so just have a little second if you need it. Give your arms a little shake out. Nothing wrong with taking a bit of rest. And then to a normal plank for me, just to finish. Remember, this is your workout, so you can make it as hard or as easy as you like. Last one is going to be the stretch. And our stretch here, because we're going to be doing some med ball cleans, I want you to stand with your feet underneath your shoulders. I want you to try, if you can, to grab your big toe. And if you can, we're going to sit into the bottom of a squat. Okay, if you can't quite get that position, get down to just about where you can. So your arms should be on the inside of your legs, and try not to sink down in this position. Try and sit as tall as you possibly can in that position. And we're pushing our arms against the insides of our knees here. Really pushing our arms against the inside of our knees. And that's going to help us pull our chest up nice and tall. You'll feel your knees push back on your arms, and that's fine. There's going to be a little war going on between them. Great work, guys. Good. And bring that up. Give your legs a nice shake. They're probably going to need it after that squat hold. Well done, guys. Grab yourself a drink, please. And we'll have a quick recap on the next part of the workout and the med ball clean, so you understand the movement. We make sure we know what we're doing. Lovely. Have a little drink. Fantastic. Okay, so just to recap for the med ball clean, okay? We're trying to get the ball to our shoulders and our chest, and without rotating it, okay? We're not allowed to let it rotate. So I want you to imagine it's a big fish bowl with an open top, and your mate's inside it. Your mate, Freddy the fish, is inside that bowl, okay? You don't want to be tipping him out on the floor because the cat will eat him, yeah? So, here's my fish bowl. You guys from class will recognise these fantastic little foam footballs. I did bring them home, yes. Okay, and we're going to start for our med ball clean. Every single rep, the ball will touch the floor between your feet for every single rep, okay? You'll start every single rep in this position, okay? Note, my back is straight. My bottom is higher than my knees, okay? So it's not like this in a squat, how we were just a moment ago. So I'm not down here, okay? I am in a position where my hips are higher than my knees. I'm reaching down with straight arms, and I've got a straight back. My chest is higher than my hips, higher than my knees, okay? So you've got a zigzag. It goes zig to zag, zig, zag. See that position? Cool. We stand up with the ball in a straight line. We shrug, and then we pop underneath into the squat position, okay? So that's when we do squat and we stand up. There's a little bit of magic that happens in there, isn't there? Because if you notice, watch how high the ball actually comes. Okay? The ball never actually comes higher than about here, okay? It never comes up here. As it gets to here, I, instead, move underneath the ball, okay? So you've got to imagine this is really heavy, okay? It might be easier if I just show you with a weighted med ball, okay? That one wants to be back in the picture again. Loves the limelight, this one, look at it. Okay, so it starts here. I'm in my deadlift position. I stand up with the ball. I'll be moving much faster than this, of course, up. Big shrug, and I'm dropping underneath the ball. Back to the start. Underneath the ball. Back to the start. Notice how this bit stays looking at you guys the whole time, okay? Again, standing up. Back here, okay? So what we don't want to do is pull it all the way up to our chest and then do a squat with it, okay? It is a clean, not a high pull and a squat. Can you see the difference between how high the ball comes, how high I move it on my body? Hopefully you can, okay? If done properly, they will make you very tired, very gassed out, okay? Just make sure that with every rep, we finish stood up with the ball. We then put it down to the start. Okay, so here, position 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? Position 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a deadlift position in there and a squat position. Let's try and feel the difference in our bodies, okay? Right, please grab your spherical object, or you can use something like a cushion like this. That's absolutely fine. It does the same kind of job. It doesn't weigh anything, but it still is an item that I can use to try and get my body moving in the right position, okay? So have a little go at those med ball cleans, guys. Have a little go so I can see you all moving around. Nice, Erica, really nice. Just make sure we also get that shrug at the top before we come underneath. Lovely, otherwise. Good, Em. Don't be pulling that bag too high. Make sure you get to there. You're already thinking about coming underneath. Yeah, there we go. Good girl. Nice, Izzy and May. Yeah, lovely. Good stuff. Good work. Lovely. Lovely squat there, Robin. Let's not have those feet too wide apart or you'll end up giving yourself a bit of an injury. So that deadlift position at the start. So we start here with the ball on the floor. We start there like a monkey, putting a ball on the floor. There we go, the monkey position. We come up, big pull, and then we do a squat. There we go, lovely. Lovely clean, super. So in the workout you'll open doing 10 of them. Holy quadriceps, yeah? That's your thighs, your quads, okay? Oh sorry, no, you don't open doing 10 of them. You actually open with 10 burpees. I do apologise for both getting it wrong and the fact that you're having to do 10 burpees at the start of your workout. I'm sorry for both of those things. So you'll start with 10 burpees. Remember, when we do burpees, we want to see our chest and our hips on the floor, okay? So hands go down, we lay completely flat, we jump our feet in, and we do a lovely clap and the jump to finish that burpee, okay? So we're going to start with 10 of them. When we've done 10 of them, that's when we do our 10 med ball cleans. Okay, we do 10 of them. We're then going into 10 push-ups. Now, you can do push-ups with your knees on the ground as long as you have a nice flat body, okay, a nice flat back. We want our hands under our shoulders, so when we come down we create little side chicken wings, okay? Little chicken wings. We don't want to be having them out here, so we're coming down in this position, okay? Going all the way to the floor. With that position, we're putting a lot of stress in the front of the shoulder into the anterior delt, okay, which is the front shoulder muscle. So that's why we bring our arms in, we make it a safer, more sound structure, and we go for a tricep. That's the muscle down the back, remember? A tricep dominant push-up, okay? So we're here, pushing up, or we've got our knees down. It's just as tough. Or if you have something you want to do a push-up off of, like a bench or the sofa or anything like that, don't do it off of a ball. That's going to move around. But if you do it off of a bench, for example, that's going to also make the movement slightly easier. So it's a really good scaling option, okay? Damn, that battery's starting to get low, okay? So you'll do 10 of them. We're then back to the burpees. You'll do 9 burpees, 9 med ball cleans, 9 push-ups. You'll then do 8 burpees, 8 med ball cleans, 8 push-ups. Then 7 of each, then 6 of each, then 5 of each, 4 of each. You get the idea, right? You guys are with me, fantastic. Right then, shall we begin? Yes, I think we should. Fabulous. Let me grab an 8-minute AMRAP on the clock and we're good to go. Okay guys, on your feet. We are starting in 10 seconds. And we're starting with 10 burpees. Are you ready? 2, 1. Off we go then. We're starting with our 10 burpees to open. Remember, you're moving for 8 minutes. So make sure we go out at a sustainable pace. That means one that you're not gonna drop off of and hopefully just be able to speed up from. So we're into our first bit of our movement, which are 10 burpees. Once you've done your 10 burpees, you're gonna be starting on your med ball cleans. So 10 burpees, then I want you to grab your ball or your bag or your cushion, and we're gonna start our clean. So deadlift, pop and drop, stand up, that's 1. Deadlift, pop and drop, that's 2. Deadlift, pop and drop, 3 reps. Nice work, guys. 10 med ball cleans. Then we're into our push-ups. I can see some of you guys are there already. That's fantastic. Don't worry if you're not. Remember, everybody's workout is their own workout. I'm going to do my push-ups on my knees today. Making sure with every rep that my chest and my hips are touching the floor. So I'm getting a full amount of movement, a full range of motion, of movement in my shoulder and my arm. If I only ever do my push-ups to here, I'm only ever going to get strong in that bit. I want to make sure I lay all the way down and push all the way up. Keeping those hands underneath the shoulders always, so our hands aren't out to the sides. Get your hands right underneath your shoulders. Good stuff. When I've done my push-ups, I'm back to my burpees again. So, but this time, I've got 9 burpees to do. So I did 10 last round. I've completely lost count. I think this is 8. Hope it's med ball cleans in case anyone's there already and they've forgotten what they're doing. Nice work, Erica. Great job. Really nice. Make sure we squeeze those elbows next to our body on that push-up position. So back to these med ball cleans. Deadlift, pop and drop, and squat. Deadlift, pop and drop, squat. Deadlift, pop and drop into 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 squat. Lovely. Then I'm back to push-ups. You guys are almost halfway through already. Halfway. Fantastic. So I've just completed my round of 9. So now I'm going to have a quick shake of my arms, and I've got 8 burpees to do. I'm hoping my battery stays alive for this. Nice, guys. Lovely work, Robin. Show me that lovely squat position at the bottom of that clean. That's it, so we're getting our hips below our knees in the bottom position. Gorgeous, lovely stuff. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to do it, okay? If it takes you forever to do those 8 reps, as long as we're getting that full range of motion, that's good for me. Lovely work, team. Make sure with that med ball clean there, May, that we're getting hips high for the deadlift. Then it transfers into that squat. Imagine it's like with a barbell. The barbell comes up and then we pull it onto our shoulders, don't we? It's the same with the ball. The ball is the barbell, okay? We can't squat with the barbell here, can we? We have to do the deadlift with the bar, up and onto our shoulders. Good stuff. So once you've done your 8s, you're going into your round of 7s. Remember, Emily, treat that bag like it's a barbell. So make sure you keep your chest up every time it touches that floor. Fantastic work. Great burpees, guys. Make sure that's it. We're laying all the way down every time. That's fantastic. That's cool, Erica. If you wanna opt to power cleans, that's fine with me, yeah? Brilliant work. Great correction. Good girl. Super. You've only got 2 minutes remaining, guys, okay? 2 minutes left. I'm going to pretend I'm on my round of 4 so I can keep on rotating through movements. So you guys have got a nice example to keep watching. Squat, good. Deadlift, pop and drop into squat. Deadlift, pop and drop into squat. Deadlift, pop and drop into squat. Every pop I'm getting a shrug and a pop. I've got push-ups to do now. Last minute, guys, 60 seconds left. Into my push-ups, elbows into my side the whole time. Hands right underneath my shoulders, not out here, always right underneath my shoulders. Good. 3 burpees. Less than 30 seconds. Awesome work, guys. 15 seconds to go. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Awesome job, guys. Really, really great job. Give yourself either a pat on the head or a clap or a pat on the back or a fist bump to yourself, not to your face, ideally. Emily's having a little lay down. Good girl. Tough, that one, wasn't it? Very leggy indeed. Yeah, very leggy. But you guys all worked so hard, so thank you for that. We're going to have a very, very quick stretch off before I let you guys go, okay? We're going to start with a Samson stretch. So I'm going to have one knee behind, one knee in front. And I'm going to lean forward, lace my fingers, and I'm going to try and reach up as tall as I can. And I'm going to lean right in towards that front hip socket, okay? So this part of my body is where I'm feeling most of the stretch, and underneath here, okay? Lacing and reaching overhead. Keeping my rib cage down. I'm gonna try and reach back a tiny bit with my arms and my upper back, but I'm not gonna flare my rib cage too much. And look up to the sky. Big deep breath in. Exhale out, bring the arms down to the front and see if we can just lean into that hip a little bit more. Lovely stretch, really nice. Nice lean down. Oh, there's a woodlouse on the floor here. It's like Jumanji out here. Bugs Life Jumanji. Fantastic. Lovely, lovely job. Let's swap legs there. So right leg in front this time, or whichever leg you haven't used. So I'm going to lean into that stretch. I'm going to feel the stretch in the front of this leg now. and also underneath this one. You can also move this foot out slightly more if you feel like here is not enough. You can move it out. Lace the fingers together. We're going to reach them up, and we're going to reach as tall to the sky as we can. We're not going to flare the rib cage too much. Make sure you're leaning onto that front leg a bit more for me, May. Really lunge forward. There you go, much better. Good girl. Bit more, bit more, bit more. Yeah, there we go. Big reach up, big deep breath in. Exhale, bring the arms down in front, into that stretch a little bit more. Lovely. Should have a nice flat front foot. Fantastic work, just letting that hip flexor open a little bit more at the back and the front of the hip at the front. Good stuff. There's a lot of tension caused in that workout, so what we're going to do is we're just going to both knees on the ground next to each other, so kneeling down. And what we're going to do is, I like to do this, I like to sit and sandwich one hand. So I'm just going to put one hand in between my thigh and my calf muscle, so I've sandwiched it in there, okay? So one like that, and I'm going to use that to pull this arm down, okay? So I'm going to lean my head in the other direction, and I'm going to gently, just going to put my hand on the side of my head over my ear, and I'm not pulling my head down, I'm not yanking it. I'm just thinking about reaching up and tall through my body. And because my arm is anchored with my hand, that's going to create a lovely nice stretch all down the side of here, okay, up through there. And just putting my hand on here helps me to just guide where my head's going, so I'm not yanking it down. It just finishes the stretch off nicely. Deep breath in. Lovely. Very gently let your head come back to the middle. And we're going to change sides, so we're going to sandwich one hand in between our back of the top of our leg and the bottom of our leg, other hand over the top onto the sides, and I'm just going to lean over. I find this side is much tighter with me. I've got a bit of a wonky neck, so you guys might find you're the same. You might find you've got a bit of tension one side and the other. Lovely stuff. Big deep breath in. Beautiful. Oh, there it goes. It was really tight to begin with, and now it's just relaxed. I'm going to very gently let that come to there. And one more, I'm going to put my fingers laced together, and I'm just going to put them on the back of my head like that. And I'm just going to put my chin onto my chest. And I'm going to very gently, if you imagine what 100% press might feel like, I want you to go for about a 10% push on the back there. Just 10%, so hardly anything at all. Just enough so you go, oh yeah, I can feel the weight of my arms. Lovely. Really gentle. And we're going to very, very gently bring it back up again. Gorgeous. Hands behind the back. Lace the fingers together. Push the arms down to the bottom. Open up the chest. Look up to the sky, or the ceiling, or the top of wherever you are. Big deep breath in. My fingers are so sweaty, they're just gonna go ping, open. Fantastic work, as always, my little troopers. Fantastic. I will unmute you all. I'll quickly say goodbye to Mrs. St. John's class on the YouTube channel. Hope you had fun. Feel free to pause it at any point.